Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening from wherever you're joining us. Hi, Adam. Please confirm that you can hear me.
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear, Chimika.
All right, fantastic. Hi, everyone. I have a couple of people on the call already while we still expect others. We'll start immediately. Have Ayo, have Flora, have Miracle, have Nomi, have Rafsin. You guys are welcome to this amazing session where we'll get to discuss how you can get into tech with no coding experience, landing a role as a Scrum Master. Okay, so but before we jump right into it, I would love to get to know you, right? I would love to know you and also know where you are joining us from. Okay, so I am Chukwemeka and I'm from Lagos, Nigeria. So I'd love to also know where you are joining us from and your name, of course. So we start, you can type it in the chat box so that we get to interact with each other. Okay, I can see Flora from Port Harcourt. Fantastic. Welcome, Flora. Okay, so if you're just joining us, you can just do well to introduce yourself in the chat box so that we can get to know each other and know where you are joining us from. Okay, let's keep it coming, guys. Let's keep it coming. Ayo from UK, fantastic. Welcome, Ayo. It's nice to have you on the call. Okay, I'm still waiting for others to introduce themselves while we also wait for a couple of minutes for everyone to join us. We have Ralph Singh from Ghana. Welcome, Ralph Singh. Welcome to the call. Okay, let's keep it coming. Let's keep it coming. Have Flora from Port Harcourt, Ayo from UK, Ralph Singh from Ghana. So guys, let's keep it coming so that we'll get to know each other, understand where we are joining us from. This is Nomi from United States, fantastic. Damlela from Kuwait, amazing. Damlela, it's nice to have you. Miracle from UK, fantastic. All right, so this is part of the beauty, of course, like this way you get to interact with people that is across the globe. So we have people from Ghana, we have people from Nigeria, we have people from UK, we have people from US, we have people from Kuwait. So that's amazing. This is also a networking opportunity for you to get to know people across the globe, all right? So this is one of the beauty of tech ecosystem, all right? So before we jump right into this exact session also, I would love to know if today is the first time you are joining any of our calls, all right? Because this is going to sort of decide or direct how we are going to move entirely tonight. So if today is the first time you are joining any of our sessions, I would love you to type in a 1, all right? But if you've been here before now, you can type any number as as it pleases you. Okay, so let's keep it coming. If you've been in any of our sessions before now, you can type in a 1. If today the first time of joining our call, type and in leads you. Okay, let's keep it coming, guys. Let's keep it coming. I can see Rafsin type 1. Fantastic. Hi, Adam. Please confirm that I can see. Hello, Adam.
Yeah, you are kind of breaking, Chimika.
Open. Sorry about that, guys. I don't know what just happened, but I was thrown off the call. Adam, please confirm that you can hear me now. Hi,
Yeah,
Adam.
I can hear you loud and clear now, Chimika.
All right, fantastic. So sorry about that, guys. I'll share my other screen and then we are going to start immediately. Okay. I don't know if people were able to drop it today is the first time of joining any of our calls for me to be able to know how the direction of the call today. All right. But one fantastic thing I also love to get from you is I'd love to know what you want to take out from this session. All right, before we jump right into it, I'd love to know what you want to take out from this session so that I'll make sure that before we finalize everything that we are doing here today, that we must scratch your reason for being here. Okay, that you must scratch your reason for being here. So please just type in the chat box in one sentence or two sentences the reason or something that you want to take out from this exact session, right? So let's keep rolling in. Let's keep it coming. Hi, Adam, please make my second device a co-host, okay? Guys, so please type in the chat box what you want to take out from this exact meeting, right? So that it would also direct how we are going to move this night or this morning or this afternoon, depending on the place you are joining us from. So please put in the chat box what you want to take out from this session, right? So because it's going to guide how we are going to proceed entirely. So just type in one sentence or two sentences how you want or something you want to take out from this exact session tonight. Right? So just type in one or two sentences what you want to take out from this exact session. I'm still waiting to see it in the chat box. I'm still waiting to see what you want to take out from this exact session. Guys, my sessions are always lively. I don't know why everyone is quiet tonight. Please converse with me, chat with me, talk to me so that it will also ginger me and direct me how to flow easily. All right. So please type in the chat box what you want to take out from this exact session tonight so that it will also direct what me and the expert Scrum Master that we brought with us tonight to guide what we are going to be discussing entirely. Okay, so please type in one sentence what you want to take out from this session. If I don't see anything, I'm going to meet everybody and we're going to have a proper conversation. All right, please type it in the chat box for now before we get started immediately. Okay, I can see Damilola has to become a Scrum Master. Amazing. Damilola wants to learn how to become a Scrum Master. That's fantastic. So it's part of the things that we are going to be touching tonight. How exactly will you be able to become a Scrum Master? So let's keep it coming, guys. Let's keep it coming. I mean, I have Miracle, I have Rafsin, I have Ayo, I have Flora, I have Titi, Nomi, Kwaku, Omoniyi, Michael, Muyiwa. So guys, please, I want to know what you want to take out from this exact session. I want to have knowledge on being a Scrum Master. Fantastic, Miracle. So it's definitely part of what we're going to scratch tonight. Flora wants to know the cost. I'm studying full stack. I would like to register for either data analytics and also Scrum Master. Fantastic. So tonight, we're going to be very, very heavy on Scrum Master, but before we finish the session, I'm definitely going to touch on the data analytics program. If you are still here, right, I'm going to scratch it for you fully. Okay, I guess I've gotten up to 3 or 4 comments, right? So we're going to dive right into what we are here to do, okay? So this is definitely going to give me direction. First off, we are here to discuss how you can get into the tech ecosystem with no coding experience and also landing a role as a Scrum Master. Okay, but first of all, which organization is organizing this amazing session, right? So we at Analytics, right, an educational technology company that is helping Africans and the people of the Black community to enter into the tech ecosystem. How do we make this happen? By lowering the entry barrier into the industry, by teaching you using case study-based studies to make sure that you have the real life experience that you need to make up for the gap in possible years of experience. So you're going to be working on project-based studies to make sure that you also have a markup with respect to the gap you already have with the years of experience. And our services range across data analytics, business analysis, data engineering, data science, financial analytics, HR analytics, cybersecurity, and of course, Scrum Master, which is the main program that we are going to be discussing here tonight. Our facilitators come from diverse, amazing companies like Microsoft, Google, Amazon, FCMB, Coca-Cola, KPMG, name them. And these are also amazing places that our past students also get to work with. All right. So because they've learned from mentors from this amazing company, it also gives them direction to be able to get into any of those areas. And our courses are structured in a way that it's more practical related, that ensures that you get optimal value. So it's not going to be a session where you get into the classroom and you're going to be learning theoretically. No, it's going to be a real life case study-based learning where you get to learn how do you make use of tools to solve problems. But tonight, we're going to talk extensively on what and everything that you need to know regarding getting into the tech industry with no technical experience, and of course, landing a role as a Scrum Master. For me, I am Chukwemeka, and I am the COO of Tenalytics, right? So I'm the COO of Tenalytics. Over the last couple of years, I've been very, very massive respect to GRC and also in consulting, that GRC, governance and compliance. And I've personally helped close to 500 people with no prior technical background transition into the tech ecosystem and land their first job. So my experience spans across governance, risk, and compliance in the banking sector, head of control in the financial technology firm, data analyst in the fintech also, hospitality consultant, and I've worked across financial service, capital markets, hospitality industry, and of course, right now in the education technology industry. You can follow me across my socials so that we can get to connect and know each other more. And I have with me no other person than the most amazing person you're going to meet tonight, all right? And that's no other person than Josephine. Hi, Josephine. Do you want to say one or two words before I get to, do a massive introduction of who you are? Hi, Josephine.
Hi, talk about massive introduction. It's good to be back here. Thank you so much, Chipemeka. Well done, Tario.
All right, fantastic. So Josephine is an amazing person, right? And she is someone that we've been working together for a couple of time. And she's not a person that is certified professional Scrum Master with a decade of experience in using agile methodologies. She personally helped more than 500 people, so with no prior technical background, to transition to become Scrum Masters. And Josephine's experience basically spans across the fintech space, where she's also a senior Scrum Master, and of course, in the implementation of agile methodologies and frameworks. She's an amazing speaker and contributor in the agile community. She worked in the financial ecosystem. She worked in the educational sector, and she personally trained more than 500 participants. You can also follow Josephine across her social media channels at Josephine Bosa. Hi, Josephine. I hope you are pumped up to be here the way I am. So what exactly are we going to be touching on tonight? What are we going to be talking on tonight? Okay, first off, we are going to walk you through who a Scrum Master is, right? So there is a lot of facade around what is Scrum Master, who is a Scrum Master, what do they have to do, which skills do I need to have, what tools do they use? We are going to demystify all that tonight, okay? So stay on the call. We are going to walk you through who a Scrum Master is, and then we'll walk you through how you can get started in Scrum Master with no coding experience. And you're going to hear this from someone that has done it before, someone that has been able to transition from a non-technical background, from a non-technical experience into landing a high-paying Scrum Master. And that's no other person than Josephine Bosa. And of course, the number two thing we're going to be doing tonight is to walk you through the pathway to becoming a Scrum Master. How can you become a Scrum Master? And then we'll talk to you about our special offer to you. So by virtue of you being on this call, you definitely have a special offer that you are going to be getting. And also walk you through the Tenalytics Growth Internship Program, where we also organize virtual internship for people to build up their portfolio and be able to have fantastic evidence of the skills that they've garnered. So right now, I'm going to be calling up Josephine so that we can dive right into discussing how you can get into tech with no coding experience, and of course, landing a role as a Scrum Master. Hi, Josephine, you have the floor.
Hi, thank you so much, Chipemeka. You've done justice to presenting this. So first of all, I want everybody on this call to say a prayer for my internet. I don't want to see what's happening with Chipemeka. The bug should not even get to my side. So guys, I'm presently in Nigeria, Abuja. Say a prayer for me. I believe that my network is going to allow me go through this masterclass presentation in peace, and then we're going to flow. So first thing I want to say is welcome everyone to the masterclass. Like Chukwemeka said, my name is Josephine, and I'm really excited to be here. whenever I want to talk about Scrum or Agile, it really gets me so excited. So grab your popcorn, grab your Zobo, your drink, whatever it is you want, chill with. So let's go down this lane. Okay, so I think I will be sharing my screen right now, if that's okay, Chupemika, to share my screen, and then we can
That's
go. All right. Okay, so guys, please confirm if you can see my screen. Is my screen visible? Confirm if you can. If you can see my screen, say yes. Yes, Josephine, I can see your screen. Just put it out there. Josephine, I can see your screen. Okay. All right. So I need these classes should be very, very engaging. Okay. No, not yet. Toby says no, not yet. Nomi says yes. Okay. I think I would need more response just to be sure that you can see my screen. Okay, David, yes, okay. Great, great. Okay. I'll take it that everyone can see my screen. So I will just go ahead and flow with this. So the first thing I want to talk about is, guys, let me give you a story, okay? So for the longest time ever, I've been wanting to transition into a tech role, basically, because my background is digital marketing, content writing, nothing tech. I didn't even study anything close to tech in school, studied public administration, worked as a digital marketer, content writer, and all. But I've always wanted to do tech. I like the tech money. Let's not even lie. By the way, I'm from the Igbo speaking part of Nigeria, so you should know when I say I like money, how deep it is. So I also wanted to be referred to as a techist. You know that thing now that you're doing tech and all of that. So one thing is I tried web development. I tried coding. I did a little bit of HTML, CSS, a little bit of JavaScript, but guys, it was not easy. Let's not even lie. It was not easy at all. So I just code for 1 hour and I'm tired for 10 hours. How are we going to make this tech money? It's not going to work out that way. Okay. So I just stumbled on. I think something happened. A supervisor in my previous organization reached out to me and said, okay, that they were looking to start teaching on tech. So I needed to create tech. They're looking to start teaching on Scrum rather. So I needed to create Scrum content. And so while creating Scrum content, I started going through it. I was like, this thing is fine. By the way, guys, I'm Nigerian. I'm going to be using a lot of Nigerian lingua. Is it lingua franca? Yeah. Nigerian parlance. Yeah, I'm going to be speaking a lot of our Niger. So if you're not a Nigerian, please just say it in the comment section and someone's going to translate whatever I say. Okay, so that was how I was curious about Scrum. I started learning about Scrum while creating Scrum content for that organization. And then it piqued my interest because actually one of the easiest parts to tech is Scrum. I can't code. Coding is hard. And it's okay. Like, it's okay if you like programming languages. It's okay if you like mathematics. You're very good with data. And you just like the hard stuff. That's okay. For me, I like the soft girl kind of life. I still make money. Okay. So when I saw Scrum, I know it was for me. Like, I knew it was for me. Okay. I knew this was what I wanted to do. And I didn't waste time diving into it. So back to what we want to, I know you guys like this, but let's go back to what we want to talk about today. So the topic today is getting into tech with no coding experience, okay? Getting into tech with no coding experience. And then the very most important thing is landing a role as a Scrum Master. So I'll go through my slide very, very quickly, all right? So the first thing, before we even talk about, oh, Scrum Master, what does the Scrum Master do? Let's look at how we even got to Scrum Master. Because if I tell someone that I'm a Scrum Master, if I've had that thing a lot of times, I go out, probably in networking, in a community or in a gathering, and you hear people say, oh, Justin, what do you do? And I say, I'm a Scrum Master. You get that face like, Some people just try to form. They'll say, no, okay, that's cute. Why some people be like, oh, what does that even mean? What do Scrum Masters do? But if you ask me what I do and I say I'm a project manager, it's easy. Like, oh, okay, that's cool, project manager. So you're able to just figure out that I manage projects, okay, because that's straightforward. So let's go to the basics, to the nitty gritty. Let's go down, deep down, to first of all look at the foundation, because understanding who a Scrum Master is will be to be confusing if you don't know where we all even started from. So project manager, Scrum Master, everything started from project management. Whether you're a Scrum Master or you're a project manager, all of us, we are managing projects. It has to do with projects. If there is no project, then there is no project manager or there is no Scrum Master. Okay, and then you ask yourself, because the things you're used to, the career path or the career role that you're used to is project manager. So you need to ask yourself, okay, what happened? When did they even start? What was Scrum Master? Okay, it started with the methodology. And when I talk about, I'm not big on buzzwords, okay, because you know what, anybody can learn buzzwords, but understanding the buzzword is key. So I'm going to be breaking things down. All right. So before the emergence of Scrum Master or Scrum, it started with the method of project manager, the method at which project managers do what they do. So you're going to be seeing methodology is just one word, method. Forget the logic, trade away. It's fine. Okay. So when you see a project manager, one of the things you want to ask him is, how do you carry out your job? What are the strategies at which you carry out or you do what you do? What are the method of which you do what you do? If I ask you to cook jollof rice for me, or ask any other person to cook jollof rice for me, there are different methods of cooking jollof rice. There's no one-way street to say, okay, this is the universal method of cooking jollof rice. But we all know that Nigerian jollof rice is the best. If you agree with me, put it in the comment section. Don't mind anything, any nationality wants to tell you. You know that Nigerian jollof rice is the best. I digress. Let's go back. I'm a foodie, I agree, but let's go back to what we're saying. So there is a method at which project managers carry out their tasks, and that method is called the waterfall methodology. Okay, so whatever a project manager do from start to finish in managing a project end to end, they use the waterfall methodology. But over the years, the waterfall methodology is not sustainable. There's a lot of pitfalls to the waterfall methodology. And you know we are living in a complex world. It's a dynamic world. Your test, if there's just 1 million naira added to your salary now, as I speak to you, or you make 1 million naira overnight, your taste will change. Added to whatever you have, your taste will change. The things you like, the things you don't like, everything about you will change. And you know we're living in a complex world, meaning that human beings as itself, they are complex people. And engaging in projects is complex. I'll give you a very good example. So sometimes this evening, it's evening my time, but whatever it is your time. So you could say, okay, you know what, this evening, I'm going to eat eba and egusi soup this evening. While we're on this call, I'm sure you're already thinking about it. And an hour later, you'll be like, you know what, I'm not just having anything this evening. I'll probably do tea and go and sleep. That's the complex nature. We are not just, we don't like the same things. We don't do the same things. And our likes and dislikes waver, okay? So because of all of these things, and we're a fast generation, guys, you bear me witness. We want fast food, fast cars. We're a now generation. I want it now. You're in the office, you go online to order for anything. You want it delivered now. No wasting of time. You are in the supermarket trying to get something off the shelf. You want to pay with your card now. You want the person at the payment and paying points to answer you now. Everything is now. And if you are in a now generation, you understand that for the organizations, it's a competitive world for them. So I will always use this Nigerian parlance to say, now who first reach market? Now make money. So the organizations are looking at the return of investment. It's ROI, it's business for them. And if you're going to be using waterfall, for them, waterfall is not sustainable because waterfall is literally like waterfall. It starts from top down. In using the waterfall methodology, which the project managers do before now, they take their time. So if you want to start a project, for instance, what a project manager is going to do is going to take like a month or 2 months, trying to gather requirements, trying to do feasibility study. They take their precious little time to do what they want to do. And by the time they've used a month or 2 or 3, depending the timeline to gather the requirements, the next thing they want to do is to draw the infrastructure. Okay, let's even draw, just like what an architect would do when you're building your house. Okay, so the architect is going to draw how the plan, how the house is going to look. That's the same thing. Okay, we've gathered the requirement. The project manager and I say, okay, let's draw the infrastructure. Let's even see the plan, the sequence diagram, and all of that. After that, he's now going to give it to the UI UX designer to design. All of these things take time. Okay, and what organizations don't have is time because it's competitive. Look at your app now. Just tell me how many fintech applications that you have. So that led to another methodology, which is called the Agile methodology, and that gave birth to Scrum. Okay, the Agile methodology serves the generation that we have now, and even the generations to come, because things keep going fast and fast. It's an instant generation. Now, give it to me now. I want the satisfaction now. I want to see it now. Okay, so the now generation can only adapt to an agile methodology where things are flexible and subject to change. Okay, in the agile methodology, we are all about continuous improvement because we are all experiencing life. So you want to do something now, you have this very beautiful idea. You have it in your head and you know what, you say, God, I'm going to execute this idea. While you are thinking about it, if you are thinking about it and taking your precious time is waterfall. Because someone who has that agile methodology is already running with the idea. Have you noticed that sometimes you have this idea and then a few months later or a year later, you see your idea you're watching a TV and see the advert, or you're going out, you see it on a billboard, you be like, I had the idea to do this thing. The difference between you and that other person is that while you were thinking, you are taking your time, the agile person has moved. What do we have now? Okay, we want to cook rice. Rice is our project. Okay, I don't have everything, but what do we have now? I have pepper, I have onions, I have rice. I can parboil it. I can do while I'm doing this thing. At least I'm trying to do what I can do now with what I have now in anticipation for what is coming. So that is me trying to lay the foundation of Scrum. So one of the frameworks of Scrum is one of the frameworks of Agile is Scrum. So let's see Agile. Let's have a mental picture. I know I'm saying a lot of things right now. Let's have a mental picture. What is Agile? Agile is like the house or the apartment that you're in right now. It's the big stuff, okay? And now inside that house, there are different compartments. We have your room, your toilet, your master bedroom, name it. There are a lot of compartments in the house, okay? So Agile is that big house, and Scrum is one room inside the big house. Do you get it now? One room, one compartment. It could be the toilet, it could be your personal room, it could be your living room, and all of that. So Agile has a lot of frameworks, but the most important frameworks, the most I wouldn't say value, but very, very most important framework that sets it's like the bedrock of other framework is Scrum, and that's why you see the word Scrum Master. So for you to become a Scrum Master, it means literally what the word says. You are a master of Scrum. Flip it. Just flip the egg. Exactly. So say, oh, I'm a Scrum Master. It means you're a master of Scrum. It means you understand Scrum like no man's business. Nobody understands Scrum the way you do. Okay, so if, for instance, I say I'm a pastor, what does it mean? It means that I understand the Bible just so well, more than every other person. Every other people read the Bible. I just have a peculiar understanding to it. So if you say, oh, you're a Muslim, as an imam, I have very good understanding of the Quran. So it's about having very good, solid understanding of Scrum. Okay, so let's go back to our slide. I think I've been able to give some background information. All right, so as a Scrum Master, your primary role is to facilitate Scrum events as daily stand-up, sprint planning, all of these events. These events help the team to stay on track and continually improve. So one of the things, as a Scrum Master, you already leadership. Nothing concerns you with programming language. You know, I said I'm going to be using the Nigerian parlance when I'm speaking. Okay, so get used to it, guys. Nothing concerns you with programming language. You are not going to code. The thing is, as a Scrum Master, you will be working with every other person that is coding. You're going to be leading every other person that is coding. Why are you going to be leading them? Because you understand Scrum principles. You understand the Scrum events. You understand the Scrum framework, because it's more like you know what it takes to make that product get to the market faster. Let me put it that way. So let's do something. Let's have, because Scrum is related. It's not just, hey, there's one buzzword that is raining, one new career path that is raining. It's called Scrum. You can relate this thing to your personal life. So let's talk about Scrum in the family unit. Okay. So let's say there's a mother and a daughter at home, and the mom tells the daughter, I say, you know what, Jessica, go make me jollof rice. Because Jessica is, let's say Jessica is about, let's say 19 years old. And this guy is telling the mom that, oh, you know what, this jollof rice will not be ready till 3 hours time. Oh, that's when this jollof rice. I'm like, why is the jollof rice going to be ready in the next? What are you cooking? How many people are you cooking for? We're just 4 in the house. And Jessica will be like, you know what, I need to make sure that the pepper is ready. I need to wash the chicken. I need to go get this, go get that. And she's listing a lot of things that would make that food, to take time to prepare that food. But because the mom has enough experience over the years, over 40 years of course, she has been cooking. She's experienced. She knows what it takes. Really, she can even close her eye and cook fried rice. So she's like, you know, no, you don't need to do all that. Okay, just use the blender and do this, do that. She's guiding the daughter on how best to cook jollof rice. That's it. That's the same thing you do as a Scrum Master. You have so much experience. You know what it takes to guide the software engineers, the back end, the front end engineers, the dev, every other person who is doing the hard stuff. You know what it takes to guide them to deliver that product to the market fast. Because it's a game of competition, it's a game of numbers, of money. Organizations are all about how fast can we deliver this product to the market and start making money. Nobody wants to waste time, because while you're thinking of the idea, somebody's already delivered it into the market. By the time you get to the market, 2 things: the person has the large market share. The next is that you're just grappling with the small market share that you have, and people will see your product as inferior. So there's a lot of things at stake. Now let's look at the next thing on our slide. What does a Scrum Master do? What does a Scrum Master do? So as a Scrum Master, your primary role is to facilitate Scrum events, okay? Which I mentioned. So there's something called the Scrum event. In the Scrum event, we have the daily stand-up, we have the sprint planning, the sprint review, and the sprint retrospective. Let me tell you that, do you know that even in your personal lives, we do daily stand-up? Because I like relating Scrum to our personal lives. We do daily stand-up in our personal life. Even in our organizations, if you're working in an organization, there's daily stand-up. You see that meetings that usually happen every Monday or every morning, where everybody, the team or the department gather and I say, you know what do we want to do for the week? Let's talk about what you did, give us an update and all of that. That is daily stand-up. That's it. So in Scrum, we call it the daily stand-up. What does it mean? It happens daily. It's more like giving updates. Oh, this is what I did yesterday. This is what I'm going to do today. And you're going to talk about, oh, do I have challenges or not? Every organization do daily stand-up, and we do the same thing in Scrum. So everybody gather in the team. It's just like in a lot of families, a lot of Niger families, I will say, they do the daily stand-up. You know that thing where they're going to gather the family together and say, oh yeah, let's pray every morning. Your mom's going to wake you up and say, hey, let's pray. And that's daily stand-up. That's it. Everybody just come, oh, pray to God and all of that, or give their daily updates on what they have done. Okay, oh, this is what I did, this is what I did, and all of that. So that is daily stand-up. We do that in Scrum. We also have the sprint planning. You and I plan. You see that planning you do, and you tell yourself that, you know what, I'm going to join this masterclass to listen to Scrum. That's planning. If you didn't plan to be here, you will not be here. Okay, so we do the same thing in Scrum. We call it a sprint plan. It's literally planning that you know. Leave the buzzword aside. Big word, yes, but understand it. It's literally like planning. So we plan on the tasks that we're going to work for in a particular duration. Okay, so okay, in the next 2 weeks, in the next 3 weeks, these are the tasks that we work on, and this is what we are going to deliver. and everybody's committed to delivering that. Let's go back to you and I, our personal life. We do planning. So at the end of the year, is that at the beginning of the year, rather, what's that thing we usually to say? Oh, we're committing New Year. What? There's a word for it. If you can remember, just put it down in the comment section. New Year resolution, yeah, where you say, you know what, the year 2024, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. Yes, that's planning. We plan yearly. In your personal life, you plan weekly, you plan bi-weekly. If you don't plan, Kasala, we balls. Okay, so we do the same thing. But the thing about a Scrum is that when we plan for a duration. We don't just plan and go and sleep. Another thing you do in your regular organization, when they give you a task and you deliver whenever, however you can. No, in Scrum, we have a time box. Time box is that there's a timeline for you to deliver. Okay, I know I've said a lot of things, but yeah, just trying to make sure that we get a lot of value within the short time that we have. Okay, so another thing that Scrum Masters do is to support the development team and removing obstacles. You and I, we don't code. We don't need to code. We just have a special knowledge on how to do things. If you ask us to cook food, we know how to guide you on how fast you can cook that food and dish it out for people. But we don't do the cooking, okay? So our job is to guide those who do the cooking, to guide the chefs in the kitchen. Who are the chefs in the kitchen? Those are the back-end engineers, the front-end engineers, the quality analysts. Guys, give me names, data analysts, business. We guide everybody that is in the tech ecosystem in our Scrum team in that organization. We guide them in a way that they are going to deliver their tasks very fast delivery, timely delivery. So, and we help them to remove obstacles. Okay, what are obstacles? You're driving out of your house and then there's a car blocking your way. That's an obstacle. We call that in Scrum impediments. We don't call them obstacles, we call them impediments. So your job as a Scrum Master is to remove impediments. The question is, oh, Justin, what am I removing if I'm not a tech person? I'll give you an example. Okay, so let's say you're in a daily stand-up and a software engineer tells you that, oh, Justin, I'm having problems with my GitHub, I'm not able to raise a PR, or somebody comes to tell you, no, they tell you their issues, they tell you their problems that is stopping them from delivering that task. So what you need to do as a Scrum Master is to help them remove the impediment. You want to think on the spot, who else can help you on this thing? Who can you call? Okay, you want to call a senior engineer to help unblock that person, remove that impediment. If it's a tool thing, you want to call the DevOps engineer. It has to do with an environment. There are lots of ways for you to gather help for that person. So your job is to remove impediments, because someone who's coding, let's agree now, it takes a lot of energy, time. The person needs to be focused. If you have a software engineer friend, you know those people, they don't talk to you, they are just introverts. They are always focused. It takes a lot of focus to code. So what you do as a Scrum Master is, while you are guiding them on the Scrum principle, because they don't know what you know, you're also helping remove the impediments their way so that they can do their tasks very fast. Okay, so if you're following me, drop it in the comment section that Josephine, I'm following you, I'm feeling you, I understand what you are saying, because it has to be an engaging class. And if you have any question, don't worry, just drop it in the comment section and I will get to it in a bit. Okay, so let's look at this. What does a Scrum Master do? Act as a bridge between the product owner and the development team. Let's even talk about, because I heard someone, I saw someone in the comment section saying, oh, I want to know what a Scrum Master does and the product owner and all of that. So guys, see, I've mentioned who a Scrum Master is, what a Scrum Master do. Now let's talk about, because what we have here is that the Scrum Master acts like as a bridge between the product owner and the development team. The one thing you want to be asking yourself is, we are talking about Scrum Master, where did product owner enter this equation? How did this person enter? So don't worry, I'm going to explain it. So in a Scrum team, okay, in a Scrum team, as long as the organization is doing Agile, their team is not just, marketing team, what they call it, marketing team, the IT team. They don't have those teams. They call it the Scrum team. For every organization that is into Agile, which a lot of organizations are into, they call their team the Scrum team, okay? Now, in a Scrum team, who are the people inside the Scrum team? We have the Scrum Master, the product owner, and the development team. Don't get confused. Don't worry yourself. Let me explain this thing. Okay. So let's look at leave that thing I said, but just have an idea that the people who are in the Scrum team is the Scrum Master, the product owner, and the development team. Let's come back to the family unit. You know, I'll keep telling you that Scrum is not far-fetched. Scrum is not something that is in the air. No, you can relate it. So let's relate Scrum to the family unit. Okay, don't go far. So the family unit is like Scrum, where the father is the Scrum Master. The mother is the product owner. And the same thing, that's it. That's Scrum, okay? That's Scrum. The father is the Scrum Master, the mother is the product owner, and let's say they have 5 children or 3 children, as the case may be, those are the development team. What you want to be asking now is, okay, just when I get it, so who are the people in the development team? The people in the development team are diverse technical skill sets. The people in the development team can be the back-end engineer. The people in the development team can be the front-end engineer. The people in the development team can be the quality analyst, can be the data analyst, can be the business analyst, all the tech stack that you know, the development team. Okay, so that's how we group them. So when they ask you, or we're trying to remember, the Scrum team is made up of 3 people. We have the Scrum Master, the product owner, and the development team. So as a Scrum Master, you are the middleman. You are the middleman between the product owner and the development team. The product owner, like the word implies, to the other side, product owner, owner of the products. Owner of the product. So you are working with the owner of the product and the people who are going to be building the product with your knowledge of Scrum to make sure that jollof rice is cooked on time. Do you understand it now? Do you guys get it? Okay. All right. If you get it, just put it in the comment section. I get the flow. I understand what you're saying. All right. So let's look at the next thing. The next thing we want to look at is still on what does the Scrum Master do. The Scrum Master coaches the team on agile principles and practices. Remember, you are the only one who is, your shoulder is high. You are bugaing that you are a Scrum Master. You are the only one who is a master of Scrum. They did not take training on Scrum. They don't understand Scrum. So you are the one to coach the team on the agile principles. Learning about Scrum, and in the same vein, you're going to be learning about the agile principles, okay? So you are the custodian of Scrum. If you guys permit me, I want to use this word. You are the guru, the chief one, or lord one of Scrum. Pardon me, the non-Nigerians in this call, please, okay? Just tell them to interpret what I've said to you. So you are the custodian of Scrum. Nobody understands Scrum the way you do. You're literally the master. So your job is to coach the team on the Scrum principles, the agile principles, the Scrum framework, and how to help them do what they need to do fast. So once you coach them, you're helping them to deliver fast. All right. So let's look at the skills of a Scrum Master, because I know some of you are already saying this lady saying like this. Are you sure I fit into this role? Can I do this? I'll tell you something. You can do it. How? The skills of a Scrum Master are mostly transferable skills. If you've ever worked in an organization before, or you are currently working in an organization, you can do Scrum. How? You have communication skills. Are you trying to tell me that you don't have to communicate between your teammates in the team? Communication skills. You have listening skills. As I'm talking, you're listening to me. You're picking the point. If I even say wrong things now, you're picking it. You're listening. You want to ask me, I just say, what did you say? I heard you say this. How did you say it? Listening skills. You have persuasive skills. But above all, you have the leadership skills. And as a Scrum Master, we have a peculiar kind of leadership skills. You know, there are different leadership skills, autocratic leadership skills, name it. I've probably even forgotten about it. But for the Scrum Master skills, it's called the servant leadership skills. A lot of this has been misconstrued. So you may want to ask that to just be servant leader. So you know I'm the servant. I'm not the house girl, house boy, the running errands. So that's not what That's not what it means. That's what I get from a lot of people who don't have knowledge. To say, oh, servant leadership, I'll probably be the... No, that's not it. As a servant leader, you have a very peculiar skill. In fact, a lot of women naturally tilt into this role. Women are persuasive. While you are doing your shoulder like this, you have the man, you have this. The way they will tilt you, persuade you, influence you into doing the things that you didn't even set out to do. That is servant leadership. Okay, you have foresight. You're able to see ahead. So why this everybody is immersed into the work? Why everybody is want to work? They are coding. They are doing this. There's no pressure. There's no pressure on you. You're able to see far. You're able to understand the direction this project is going. You're able to understand the outcome. You're able to foresee impediments. Okay, and you have leadership skill. Unlike other career roles, when you join the organization, you have to climb the ladder. You have to climb. You now be counting your year of experience. How many years before you now get to the top, before you now lobby your way through to the top management? No, that's not Scrum. As a Scrum Master, it's already automatically a leadership role. So when you join the organization, you don't have any supervisor. You know this work that you are doing. You say, oh, my supervisor, the person now call you. You say, you are your own supervisor. The only people you are answerable to is the stakeholders, the owners of the CEOs, the COOs. They call them the stakeholders, leadership. You can call them leadership of business. Those are the people. Imagine working as a Scrum Master in UBA. You know, a business saying you have this thing, somebody is supervising you. You are going to be talking directly with him, just discussing with him, okay, telling him how the project is going. So it's a leadership role automatically. So if you're somebody who is naturally tilted towards leadership, you would love Scrum. Because most of the things you're going to be doing is using the knowledge that you've gathered from Scrum to lead every other people in the team, okay? So the next skills that we're going to look at is the communication skills. Communication skills. Guys, there's a way to communicate in an official environment. Okay, I think I'm breaking. Please, you people can hear me. Now I say pray for my internet. I said pray for my internet. If you are not praying, I'm not seeing the number of people that are praying for this internet. If you can hear me, say yes, just when we can hear you. Okay? Say yes. So that we know that my internet is not lagging. All right. So let me know if you can hear me, guys. Put it down in the comment section. Okay. So you need to have communication skills. You need to be able to communicate in such a way. Thank you, DSAMS, VIP, Nomi, Christiana. Thank you so much. Okay, good. Let's ride. Okay, so you need to have communication. See, I'm talking like this. You guys I'm talking and you're hearing me. That's communication. You need to be able to communicate. If you're naturally shy, how are you going to do Scrum? Guys, you will be a weakness if you have a software engineer friend, whether back end or front end, as long as the person is an engineer into tech, those people are naturally quiet. They don't want to talk, except you are inside their inner circle. That's when you talk. So imagine leading a group of tech guys or ladies who are just into themselves, like they literally say 2 words. So as a Scrum Master, you have to talk. You have to talk. You have to communicate. You have to make everybody loosen up. Just the way I'm talking right now. So imagine I'm here, and Chukwemeka has asked me to do this masterclass, and I'm saying, you know what? And I'm sure I'm like, oh my God, you're looking at me right now. You cannot become a Scrum Master. You cannot do that. So you need to be able to communicate very, very clearly, very boldly, and put your message across. All right. Okay, so let's look at the next thing. What's the next thing here? Is that okay? I hope my slides are cooperating with me right now. So what we're talking about, or we've been talking about, is the leadership skills of a Scrum Master. Trying to get to the next thing on my slide. What's wrong with my phone? Did I say my phone, my laptop? Hi, Chukwemeka, can you hear me? Hi, Chukwemeka, please let me know if you can hear me. I don't know what's going on, but my slides are filled. I'm not able to get past communication. I should have not said something that hurts some people on this call, and they've jinxed my slide. Okay, guys. Okay, so I think you need to help me out here.
I'll try to share mine.
Yes, please. Let me stop sharing at this point so I can use your own slide. Okay, so yeah. Okay, guys, so like I was saying, communication skills are very, very important. As a Scrum Master, you're automatically a leader. There is no two ways about it. You're leading the team. You're leading a bunch of people, like a whole lot of people. The people you're leading, you're a bridge between the product owner. Remember, you're a bridge between the product owner and the development team. Okay, and another thing is facilitating. Okay, I see that before you move to the facilitating. So one of the skills that you have is to facilitate a meeting. When you remember the Scrum events I talked about, the daily stand-up, the sprint planning, and all these events, is you that will start the meeting. You see that thing that when you jump into a meeting, you like feeling cool, you like feeling safe, you now mute. You know, some people are in this meeting, they will mute and say, oh, you know what, I'm not going to say anything. You're feeling safe because nobody's going to call on you. Best be sure that I'm going to call you your name. So, but as a Scrum Master, you're going to be facilitating meetings. You're going to talk. You're going to open up this meeting. You're going to say, hi, everyone. Good morning. How we doing? Hope we had a lovely night rest. Okay, let's get to the business of the day. Let's look at our springboard. And you're going to be talking. And you're going to be facilitating this meeting, meaning that you're going to be chairing the meeting, steering the meeting on the direction that it should go. Remember, it's time box. Unlike our regular organizations, when you're in meeting, you're bored, you're tired, you're probably trying to sleep, they're saying things and going over overflogging issues. That's not Scrum event. Scrum events are time box. For the daily stand-up, it's 15 minutes. For the sprint planning, it's 3 to 4 hours, and we usually don't use up all of that time. Okay. Now, another skill set as a Scrum Master is that you solve problems. You're a problem solver. Okay, remember when I said that your job, your primary role as a Scrum, I was talking about the role of the Scrum Master, is that you're going to be helping the development team remove impediments. By removing impediments, you're solving their problem. Okay, so they're going to come at you with a lot of problems. Oh, Josephine, we're having issues. Our APIs are not working. We're not able to test these endpoints. Or we found out there's a bug in the system, and all of that. You're going to be solving the problem. And by the way, in case you're thinking, how am I going to be solving problem when I'm not technical? You don't need to be technical. In fact, I am technical now. When I started, I had zero technicality. There's a word like that. I had zero technical skills in me. Yeah, I learned Java and JavaScript and all of that. Trust me, I don't know what I did there. So, but working as a Scrum Master over time with the development team, you start learning, oh, this is GitHub. And it's just like being in the family. Once a man and a woman is married, you hear that thing about, they're not looking like each other. They're now looking like siblings. Yeah, that's the same thing. If you work with the development team, over time, you start understanding all their technicalities. You start speaking in their technical language and understanding what they do. So one of the things you want to do is solve problem. Okay, so let's see what more do we have on our slide? Because I am looking forward to showing you some practical things using the project management tool. So facilitating, yeah, I've mentioned facilitating. We can move forward to make. I've mentioned facilitating. You're going to be facilitating. Okay, and then yes, I love this. You're going to have emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence. You guys know, for those people who are currently working in an organization, you know that you would know and you would agree with me that a lot of our supervisors or a lot of our teammates don't have emotional intelligence, or a lot of your leaders, or how do I call your bosses, they don't have emotional intelligence. Oh, you're paid for the job, do the job. You got to do the job and all of that. Whether you're sick or whether something is happening to you, we don't care. We don't know. Just do the job, just deliver. Okay. But for a Scrum Master, emotional intelligence is one of your top soft skills. It's not easy to code. Let's be frank. Me, I tried. Why did I run away? Why did I run away? It's not easy to code. And let's agree, it's not easy to work with people. And in a lot of organizations, for the organization I work in, is an inclusive organization, meaning that you're going to be working in a Scrum team. You're working remotely, mostly remotely. I have Scrum development team members software engineer is in UK, this one is in US, this one is in Canada. I actually am the only one in Nigeria. I will work here remotely. And these people are not Nigerians. Most of them are not Nigerians. Some of them, the Chinese guys, are working with us. Okay. So you need to have emotional intelligence. You need to be able to understand people. And when you're working with people, a lot of persons rather can behave in a way that are not seemingly okay. So your job is to, okay, why is Josephine behaving like this today? You know what? I'm going to have a one-on-one with Josephine and say, hey, Josephine, what's going on? We're in the meeting and the way you talked and all of that, are you okay? And all you have when people know that you treat them first as humans, they will put their all, they will give their 100%. But when you treat people like trash, they don't matter. Oh, I'm the leader. As a Scrum Master, you're not a master of anybody. Let me put that out first of all. Yes, the only person or the only thing you're a master of is Scrum. That's why your career role is Scrum Master. Master as well. You are not a master of any other. If you want to master, go and master in your home, okay? Or go and master over another person. So it's not like you're going to be that boss and all of that. No, you have emotional intelligence, and I see that is lacking in a lot of our organizations. And then you have agile knowledge. I cannot say this enough. All right. So that's it. So let's move to the next thing. If you have questions, like I said, put them in the comment section and I will get to it. Okay. So Chukwemeka, let me know if it gets to the slide where you need to pick it up. But before then, I think I want to do a little bit of demo for them in the class today. So what are the paths to becoming a Scrum Master? Okay, paths to becoming a Scrum Master is training and certification. A lot of times, I see people putting the cart before the horse. When the horse is supposed to come first, what's putting the cart before the horse? Nigerians, I'm sorry. You people are going to drag me on Twitter or drag me here. Don't even go to Twitter, drag me here. But let me just say this thing I want to say. We are too big on certification. Hey, PhD, this, that. Certifications are great. They're wonderful. Okay. Go and ask how many of your software engineers friends have certification. They probably learned what they learned in some training sites, all these course sites I don't want to mention. They even learned it from Tenalytics. Okay. And they started. So please, let's reduce I want to have this certification. I want to have that certification. Right now, as a tech person, every employer is looking for someone who has hands-on knowledge. Anybody can get certification, guys. Anybody. If I want to learn, say, oh, I want to study business analytics, it's a certification. I can get it. Yeah, mind my French. I can get it. But what's the difference between someone who has hands-on knowledge and someone has there's a whole lot of difference. With hands-on knowledge and experience, you can get a job first. Be earning that tech money, enjoy it. Then now go further to now get certification. Okay, which is what Tenalytics is going to offer. And I know that Chukwemeka is going to dwell on that. So we're big on training. What does training do? Training helps you to understand Scrum Master beyond the YouTube or wherever you have been reading it. We will break this thing down for you. We will give you hands-on experience because as a Scrum Master, you should know how to use the project management tools. So all these things I'm saying is great, it's good, but if you don't have project management tools, sorry, okay? Because just like saying, oh, you have a plumbing issue in your house, okay? And you call a plumber and say, hey, Tunde, apologies to Tunde here. I say, hey, Alpha, guy, come to my house. I'm having a plumbing issue. And then Tunde gets to your house and he checks what's going on in your sink, in the kitchen. And you're like, oh, okay, I think this is stuff here or stuff like that. And you say, okay, that's fine. Go ahead and fix it. And Tunde's like, Oga, no carry my tools, come. So why are you here? I mean, guy, why are you here? So just the same way as the Scrum Master, not knowing your project, not knowing how to use the project management tool, is like, how are you going to get a job? Because every day I wake up as a Scrum Master, I wake up to the project management tools. All right. And if time permits, we're going to look into that. Okay, so let's move into the next slide. You gain experiences, participate in agile projects, even if it means volunteering, so internship, all of these, Chukwemeka is going to talk about it because this is what Tenality is going to offer to you. The biggest anybody can do for you right now, if you want to transition into any tech career path, especially Scrum, is not to hand you a certificate or say, oh, go and take the PSM certificate or go and take the CSM certificate. It's to teach you how to use these tools first, to do what you can do. Because when you're in front of an interviewer, the interviewer is not going to say, oh, just tell me what a Scrum event is. Or let's look into the Scrum guy. You're not going to be naming things. You're going to be getting your hands dirty, using it to show them how you can navigate day-to-day activities when you're working on a project using Jira. The project management, there's a lot of project management tools out there. We have Jira. Jira is one of the most popular project management tools. We have Azure DevOps, we have Trello, we have Asana, we have Monday.com. So all of these are project management tools that you need to get your hands on. Okay, so now what is the path to becoming a Scrum Master? Is to build a strong resume. I'm not even going to touch on this. The person who's going to do justice to this is coming up in a bit. And again, is to network. How do you become a Scrum Master? Your LinkedIn page is there, B2B. You are rushing to Twitter. You are rushing to Instagram. You think LinkedIn is there for fancy. Guys, go get your LinkedIn page up. If you're not on LinkedIn, that is one of the biggest way to network with people in your career path. And this is also what you gain in the training, the Scrum Master training coming up very soon. Okay, so yeah, I don't know if this does it. All right, so let's look at Jira. Chukwemeka, do we look at our Jira? Do we have time?
Yes, please. Let's have a look. Let's have a look at Jira.
All right, awesome. Okay, so guys, like I said, if you have any question, okay, put it down in the comment section and I will do justice to it. But if you don't agree with some of the things I'm saying, that's okay. That is fine. Just ask me those questions that you feel like, oh, you know what, I don't understand this, Josephine, and we can get to it. Okay. All right, so participants cannot see my screen. All right, so what I'm about to do is to get you to see my Jira board. Currently, we're working on a project. Yeah, thank God, because I don't even know what my system or my network is doing. So let's just get into it. Guys, if you can see my screen, let me know, okay? Because I just got into my Jira. So Jira is one of the project management tools. Now, you can ask, oh, what's project management tools? These are the tools that you use to manage projects, to be able to evaluate the project, to be able to analyze the project and see what you're doing, how you're doing, to be able to advise the team, the Scrum team, and the Scrum Masters on how best to carry out the tasks that the team is working on. Okay, so what you're currently seeing on my screen is my product backlog, okay? So this is my product backlog. As you can see it here, it's called the product backlog. So this is my product backlog. And in my product backlog, currently in Analytics, we're working on the Shopalytics e-commerce store. I already have the sprint that is ongoing. I'm going to show you that in a bit, okay? So you might ask, oh, Josephine, what is the product backlog? I don't think I have much time, but I'm going to just try as much as possible to explain the product backlog. So the product backlog is more like a container where you drop the tasks, the features that you're going to be working on in a project. It's more like a list. A product backlog is a list where you drop all the features, all the tasks that the team is going to be working on for a particular project. Okay, let me break it down because it's as if I'm speaking Japanese and Spanish mixed together. Don't worry yourself. So when we talk about product backlog, let's look at it in this manner. Okay, so if you want to cook jollof rice now, I will always go to jollof rice, one of my best foods. And specifics to Nigerian jollof rice. Guys, stay with me. I want to talk about product backlog. Okay, so if you want to cook jollof rice, what are the features of jollof rice? When I talk about features, I mean the ingredients. What do you need for jollof? If you don't know how to cook, don't drop something here. If I see yam, I see I'm here. So we're talking about, I want to explain product backlog, okay? I want to explain product backlog to you. So if you want to cook rice, I'm going to be looking at my comment section now. If you want to cook rice, what are the ingredients that you need? What do you need to successfully cook jollof rice? Guys, put it down here. Put it down here. Okay, yeah, I got that. Christina says rice. Nana says rice. Rosemary, tomato, paste, granite oil, tomato, salt. Okay, okay, get tomatoes. Guys, curry, that's like the spice. Okay, what else? Meat, pepper, Michael. I see one guy here that knows how to cook. Seasoning, water. Great. I'm seeing other people, putting that. Yeah, great. So all of these that you're listing out here. These are the meat stuff. All of these are the features for jollof rice. But you know what? You're putting it inside the Zoom product backlog. Where are you dropping these items now? You're dropping it inside the comment section of Zoom. So the comment section of Zoom is the container housing the features that you need for the project, which is the jollof rice. You get it now. So the comment section now is like the product backlog that is going to house all the features, daily, meat, rice, water, everything that we need. So when we talk about product backlog, it's more like a container. You guys know that thing in your house, that container where you keep Maggi, you keep all the salts and all those beautiful containers where you keep some food items and ingredients. Yes, that is your product backlog. Currently, right now, the product backlog you guys are using to drop all these ingredients is the comment section of Zoom. That is what you guys have used as your product backlog. So now, if you understand that, then you understand what I say, that this is the product backlog. So what we've done is that all the items that we need to finally create and build the Shopalities app end to end is on the product backlog. Okay, now from the product backlog, let's look at the items. Remember, we listed rice, pepper, this, and all of that. Now, what are the items in the product backlog? Let me give you an example. For the sake of NDA, signing NDA, I wouldn't want to disclose. We've not launched the application yet, so I wouldn't want to open one of the user stories. Once we launch the application, you guys are going to see that. So let me use, I've made a lot of examples here. So let me use, okay, what do I use now? I have an example with a user story, okay? So I'm going to open Scrum 46, which is a user story. So guys, you see all those tomatoes, those pepper, those onions that you listed. We have now put them, what you guys have done is to put them inside the comment section, which is your own product backlog in this case. All right. Now, the first thing is, will you just throw them? You have to create user stories. For you to be able to throw them into the product backlog, into that container of Maggi, for you to be able to throw Maggi into the container of Maggi, in Jira, you need to put it inside a user story. Now, the question you want to think is, what is the user story? I'll give you an example. Immediately you joined this Zoom, you have a link, and that link directed you to be on this masterclass. Imagine clicking that link and you're not able to join. That's one. I want to explain the user story. Imagine, okay, let's say you even joined, and when you joined, and I was saying, oh, if you can hear me, put it in the comment section. I just want everybody to give me a thumbs up and all of that. And you are in the comment, you're trying to comment something and you're not able to. It means that is already a bug for Zoom. So we should be telling Zoom, we should be going to the application now and giving them a review that users are not able to comment, or when we are on live on your platform, we cannot comment. That is user trying to tell the product owners that we cannot comment on your application. So when we are throwing those features into the product backlog, we create something called a user story, because who is going to use this application at the end of the day? When Facebook was built, Mark Zuckerberg is not just using it with his family alone, his friends and family, everybody all around the world is using Facebook. So when you're building an application, you're creating a user story, because at the end of the day, it is users that will use the product. Users are the ones who are going to try out your product and give you feedback on your product. So when we are creating user stories, we are creating it from the perspective of the user. I know I'm going too deep, but again, I just wish that I get to see everybody in the class, because there's a whole lot to unpack. Okay, so I'm going to open this particular user story called the Scrum 46. I'm going to open this user story up, and let's talk about what is inside a user story. Now, we've looked at what a product backlog is, what a user story is. Now, let's open that user story and take a peek on what is inside. Okay, I have this user story empty. I'm going to go back to, I think purchase a laptop. I have purchase a laptop here as a user story. So now this user story, you know, I keep mentioning, oh, it's a project. Do you know washing your clothes can be a project? You can even use Jira for your personal life, like the things you want to do. Sometimes we get to forget. So you set out to say, okay, you know, next week I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. Sometimes you get to forget. So what do you need to do? Write a user story and put it in the product backlog so that it reminds you on what you want to do. Okay. So even project managers use Jira, which is also, it's a project management. So as long as you're going to be managing projects in one way or the other, Jira is one of the tools that you need to know. So now we are inside a user story. And the summary, the title of this user story is to purchase a laptop. Like I told you, everything is not about project, big project, and all of that. You can use this software. Even the marketing team can use Jira. Your HR team can use Jira. Your finance team can use Jira, as long as it's a team and you're going to be managing projects in one way or the other, whether it's a little project as much as your house chores or whatever project it is, you can manage it on Jira, because Jira gives you real-time analytics. You're able to analyze what's going on with the project and where the project is going into. So let's come back to the user story. Okay, so this is a user story called purchase a laptop. So if you want to buy a laptop, remember I said you can use it for your own personal life. You have a goal to purchase a laptop. So you create a user story, purchase a laptop, and put it into your product backlog like we've seen. Now, every user story must have a description and an acceptance criteria. Description means, why do you need to purchase a laptop? Who needs to use a laptop? What do they need a laptop for? I tell you that all the social media applications that you're using, it started with a user story. If you go to your Instagram page, for instance, one of the things you want to do is say, let's say you want to post, you want to make a post, or you want to go live on your Instagram. It started with as much as writing a user story. The Scrum Master for when they were building Instagram wrote a user story to say, okay, user story, go live. In that live, what will users do? You click on a particular icon that enables you to go live, or you click on a particular icon that enables you to post, make a post on your profile, on your page rather. Okay, so the first thing every user story must have is a description and an acceptance criteria. A description describing what action the user is going to take. Remember, it is a user story, just like the word implies. User story, story for the user, not story for your family members, not story for your friends, not story for Josephine. Think about this product I'm building. People are going to use it all over the world. So when you're creating it, you're not short-sighted. You're thinking about a user, not about yourself. So as a user, you're setting as a user, who is the who here? As a user, I need to do what? So what does the user need to do? And why does this user need to purchase a laptop? So as Justin, for instance, I need to get a HP laptop that will enable me engage practically with the Scrum training. So when you're writing a user story, you need to look at 3 parameters: the who, the what, the why. You also need to look at the acceptance criteria. When we talk about acceptance criteria, there's a whole lot of it, but I'm just going to go simple. Acceptance criteria is talking about how does success looks like when I purchase my laptop. This user story could have been the user story cook shrimps or cook goat meat. The question is, after cooking the goat meat, how does success looks like for the user? This user story could as well carry user story post, make a post on Instagram. The question is, after the user have made a post, what does success looks like? That's acceptance criteria. We're going to be looking at different criteria. So, okay, now you've purchased the laptop. What does success look like? So we're going to be testing different scenarios. In the acceptance criteria, there are different way of writing an acceptance criteria, the TDD, the BDD, the ATDD. Join the class. I'm going to talk so much on this. Okay, so but we're going to be saying, okay, now the user has bought the laptop, has purchased. Like, so if this was an e-commerce site, okay, and you know, on e-commerce site, people are always buying things, whatever it is they're saying, Amazon and all of them, name it, and you want users to buy things from your web or your e-commerce store. Now, what does success look like when they have purchased it? So we're going to be looking at test that the laptop is HP. Remember that during my description, I said that as a user, which is me, Josephine, the user could be Nana, the user could be anybody. As a user, I need the HP laptop. I was specific. It could have been any laptop. There are a lot of products out there, but specific. So even when you go to the market, because this acceptance criteria, me and you will do it. I like talking about real life cases when I explain things. We do this thing. If you go to the stores to buy a laptop, what does success looks like for you? Are you just going to say, hey, I want a HP laptop. How much is that worth? It's 1.2 million. Oh, okay, where is your POS or something? And you send the money and they give you the laptop and you decide what you're going to do. No, you're going to do acceptance criteria. What does success look like? You're going to tell them, you know what, put on this laptop. I want to see if it works. Because for all you care, you may probably get home and something else is inside the box. The package, something else for you. Or the screen is broken. Or it's not even coming up. There's a lot of things that could go wrong. So what does success look like for you when you purchase a laptop? You want to test if it's actually a HP laptop. Because guys, you've seen that thing that you're buying an iPhone and something else is showing. Okay. You also want to test if this laptop can come up. So you want to press the power button to try it out. Oh, can this laptop come up? Oh, yeah, the laptop is coming. Sure. So when you're purchasing a laptop, you're testing, you're doing a lot of acceptance criteria. So these things I'm talking about, don't think I'm saying something that is big or so. No. You and I do this thing. If you cook food, so let's say this user story is cook jollof rice, for instance. What does success look like? Put it down in the comment section. I want to know that people are following. What does success look like? For me, success is that the rice is soft. I personally don't even like strong rice. Eating rice that is strong, I don't like it. Okay, so for me, that is success. Another thing that success looks like for me is that I want the jollof rice to be red. You know that one that there's plenty sauce inside. The sauce entered inside the jollof rice. That is my acceptance criteria. So guys, tell me what your acceptance criteria is if we are cooking jollof rice. A nice taste and look, yes, it's looking good. That is what success looks like. But it is appealing, okay? That is what success looks like for you if if they are serving you jollof rice. So these are the things that we would discuss. We're going to talk about a whole lot of things like this. So let's look at my board. Okay, remember I talked about the Scrum events. I mentioned the daily stand-up, the sprint planning, the sprint review, and all of that. Let me show you what it means to currently work on a task. Okay, so this is my board, and these are the workflows. Time will not permit me to go through a whole lot of this. But any applications you see on there and you're using, even this Zoom that you're using started like this. This is how it was built. So most of the things we're currently working on for Shopalities, we're getting them done. Some are still waiting for the product owner based on our workflow, and some are done, as you can see. If I go to my product backlog right now, you will see that we're currently on sprint 5. Can you see that? We're currently on sprint 5, and some of the items in the sprint are done, meaning that we have completed these items. Some are still on the way. So once we complete sprint 5, we get on to other things until we have completely built the Shopalities application end to end. And again, there's a data analytics part of Scrum. Yeah, I know you did like, oh, Josephine, I thought you said there's no math. Come on, why is there? Why am I hearing about data, metrics? Hey, you're going to be, remember I told you that as a Scrum Master, you're part of the leadership. You automatically assume the leadership role, okay? And based on your knowledge of Scrum and able to interpret data, the metrics, you are going to be able to advise the Scrum team and the stakeholders on the progress of the project. So you need to understand the burn down chart, the burn up chart, the velocity. Interpretation of these metrics is key. Being a Scrum Master the most beautiful aspect of being a Scrum Master is that you see all of these metrics, you're able to interpret it, and based on your proper analytical skills, the team and the organization is able to make informed decisions. In Scrum, we don't just run blindly. Everybody's running, we don't know the direction we're going, they're just running. No, we make informed decisions and we use data to make that informed decision. Okay, so I think this is where I will hang my boots or drop my cup, my glass, and put the floor or set the floor back to Chukwemeka to continue his own presentation. Thank you, guys.
All right, thank you so much, Josephine. Fantastic presentation that you've given us so far. Okay, so hi everyone. I hope we are still here up to this very moment. So if you're still following us till this very moment, please just drop a yes or a one so that I'll be sure that there are people that are still here up to this very moment. Okay, if you are still here till this exact time, drop a one or drop a yes so that I'll be sure that you guys are still following us, because we are about to move into what you're going to gain if you get to be in these exact classes with us. So if you join one of our programs, what exactly are you going to gain? Josephine has done justice to part of the things that you are going to be getting. But is that all? Definitely not, because this is a course that is fully packed to give you case study experiences to help you land your first job as a Scrum Master. So what are the necessary program overview of things that you're going to get once you join the course, right? So first is that it is 100% online learning, okay? So it's 100% online virtual-led program that you are going to be in a class with a facilitator like Josephine and be having a one-on-one conversation with her. So she's going to walk you through all the necessary things that you need to learn. And the sessions are also recorded that if you missed a class, you can always go back to the Google Classroom and watch the video of that exact class. And this is just 10 plus classes with over 20 topics that you are going to be cutting across. And it promises you 100% job prospect visibility, which is the main reason why we are here, right? So the main thing that we want to help you achieve is to transition from anything you are doing right now into becoming a Scrum Master. I think just for this, just what was that? Is it Igbo? I can't remember the course that you studied in university anymore. But
don't be like that.
What did you study in school again?
Public administration.
Public administration, fantastic. So Josephine studied public administration, but today she is a senior Scrum Master in the fintech ecosystem, right? So don't feel like you need to have a technical background or you need to have STEM background or you need to be in so and so. You can transition into this exact tech ecosystem if you want to, right? And they are all hands-on practical sessions with exercises and projects. So the way you saw Josephine's Jira board that she saw in Shopalytics, that's a project that some people in the class are currently working on. So you are going to be working on multiple projects that is going to show evidence of the skill you've learned. Remember what Josephine said, that it is always competence over certification. All right, it is competence over certification. And how do you show competence? Is by showing the necessary skill. And how do you show that you have that skill? By also showing the experience that you've garnered over that period of time. And how do you do this? Is by showing a portfolio of what you've done. Right. So what this means is that all the things that you are going to work on, you are going to put in a portfolio that you can comfortably show recruiters of, this is what I've done over the last couple of years. Even if you didn't have initial Scrum knowledge, by virtue of showing that evidence of skill, evidence of experience, and your own portfolio, it will suffice as a relatable experience for you. And of course, Scrum Master promises a high rewarding salary as high as £52,000 in UK. And then it's also an opportunity for you to get higher certification if you deserve to, if you want to go for it, if you desire for it, right? You can desire to write your PSM examination once you're done with the training. You can decide to write the other one once you're done with the training also. And the classes you are going to have, the recordings are lifetime access. So you have lifetime access to the materials and the recording of that exact session. And by the time you are done, you'll be adding at least 5 projects to your portfolio. And also have a 1-month virtual internship where you get to collaborate with the other stakeholders, business analysts, data analysts, software developers, and work on a project, okay? So you're going to work on a project with other people in the same Scrum team and be able to say, okay, you've worked in a full project as a Scrum Master. So some of the things that you are going to be working through to make you a fully fledged Scrum Master, first off, is introduction to Scrum, right? You're going to walk through introduction to Scrum, then the Scrum flow, then the Scrum theory and values, and of course the Scrum team. Then we get to the Scrum artifacts. This is where you talk about the product backlog that Josephine talked to us today. So you can see that before we can even get to the topic we're handling today, you should have had like 5 classes before now, right? So that means you have a lot to walk through to actually get to the point where we started today. So this is just like a snippet of what the classes are like. So to make you know that you are definitely going to get value. And after it's walk through the Scrum artifacts, how do you perform your increments, the sprint backlog, the sprint plan, and the sprint itself. When you hear sprint, is it about running? No, it's not about running. It's also a Scrum artifact that you are going to be learning. And of course, the development work and daily Scrum. How do you perform your daily Scrum? When you resume at your office every day, what do you do with your Scrum team? Hi, Josephine. Hi, developer. Hi, data analyst. Okay, what did you do yesterday? The person asks, okay, yesterday I was able to cook the jollof rice. And while I was cooking it, my firewood finished or my gas finished or something like that. That's already an impediment, right? So at that exact time, is your job as a Scrum Master to now say, okay, who is going to get the new gas for us? So right there in that daily Scrum, everyone is going to decide whose job it is to do that exact thing. So that by the time you come back to the next daily Scrum, that impediment must have been reviewed. And of course, you have your sprint review where you come together to review everything that your team has agreed to do for that exact sprint. So if for the sprint, what you guys agreed is that you are going to parboil the jollof rice, by the end of that sprint, have we achieved the parboiling of that jollof rice? And then you look at your sprint retrospective, Nexus create Scrum, and of course, this is going to get you to be a fully fledged Scrum Master. So if you look at my screen also, you're going to see a couple of other topics that you are going to be having in classes, right? So when we talk about introduction to Scrum, what does it entail? When we talk about the Scrum team, what does it entail? When we talk about the Scrum artifact, the product backlog, what exactly is inside it? How do you view your burn-up chart, your burn-down chart, your velocity chart to be able to know whether your team is performing below par or up to par of what they are supposed to do? So like that, you already have each week, what am I supposed to handle this weekend? Each weekend, what am I supposed to handle? And then you look forward to these exact things. So once you are coming into class, you already have your timetable of things that you expect, so that you can also hold us accountable when you look at what's being delivered to you in class and say, oh, hi, Josephine, we are supposed to have sprint planning today. Why are we having maybe Scrum artifacts? So from there, you hold us accountable to any topic that we don't give back to you, right? So after this, most people always feel that I do not have experience to be able to transition into this exact domain. Remember, someone like Josephine transitioned with just being a public administrator. That's what she started studying in school. From there, she had a couple of experience in the digital market, and then right now, she is a senior Scrum Master. And it's not something that takes years for you to transition into, right? So some people always come and say, hi, Chukwemeka, I have no experience or tech-related degree. How will I make it happen? You 100% can make it happen. Myself, for example, I studied civil engineering, but today I've transitioned in the ecosystem, maybe not as a Scrum Master, but I've been able to transition into this exact tech industry. And it is very much possible if you use the 6-step approach that we preach here at Analytics. And what are the 6 approach? The first one is identifying where you want to be, right? So right now, I assume all of us here have identified that want to be a Scrum Master, which is why we are here, right? So you want to be a Scrum Master. You've identified your own target role, and that is why you are here. So next is for you to determine, to see it to logical conclusion. And the next option is educate yourself, How do you get to educate yourself? By enrolling with programs like this. Sometimes you will struggle if you decide to do possible learning without a calendar, learning without topic related, learning without a proper guideline, right? Are you going to first of all learn Scrum artifacts? Are you going to first of all learn the Scrum team? Which one comes first? Because it is very, very important for you to learn sequentially. You agree with me today that if you want to learn ABCD to Z, if you start learning from K, definitely you are going to have challenge, right? So it's very important for you to learn sequentially from A to B to C to D. And that is why we are here to assist you, okay? So we are going to give you the necessary curriculum that will help you understand what Scrum Master is all about and teach you with real life case studies, right? You are going to build real life web application page once you are done with this exact project. And this is to make sure that you have the evidence of experience by the end of it. So after you are done educating yourself, next is to gain project-based experience. And like I mentioned, if you are talking about product backlog in the class, you are working on a case study. If you are working on a sprint planning, you're working on a case study. If you're talking about backlog increments and others, you're also working on a case study. So every single topic that you will handle in the class will be backed up with a project-based case study. And we do this to make sure that you have ample of projects in your portfolio by the time that you are done training with us. We also give you the internship experience where you get to work with other people that will be in your own Scrum team. So what this means is that you get to work with business analysts, you get to work with software developers, you get to work with stakeholders virtually and be able to simulate how a real life work experience will look like. After this, next is for you to develop your employability skills. So you agree with me to that. Today, you may have an amazing experience, amazing skill, amazing everything, but you do not know how to put all these things together for you to get the job. Because one thing that we've noticed in this exact space is that some people do not realize that your CV is like a walking signboard of you. Your CV is definitely going to get to the company before you will come to that exact company. So if it's not reflecting the full knowledge of who you are, at that exact point, you get to lose out on those jobs. And also networking opportunity, where you get to network with people across the globe and be able to interact with them and get also possible links from them. All right. So we've had instances where someone in our class got a job and afterwards he was still getting other job offers. What did he do? He sent all those offers to the group and someone from that same group was able to secure the ones that he didn't get. Right. So these are things that we also promise to give to you. And of course, mentorship sessions where we bring in amazing facilitators, amazing experts in the industry to come back to the classroom and talk to you on the necessary things you need to learn regarding Scrum Master. So why should you exactly train with us, right? So for the last 4 years plus, we've been playing this exact domain and we've been able to help over 2,000 plus individuals transition from the classroom into getting their own first job. Okay, we've been able to transition from the classroom into getting their jobs fully in the UK, US, Canada, Europe, Africa, and of course Asia, right? And we have a track record of this exact success. Number two is we have industry standard facilitators and curriculum. Okay, so you agree with me that Josephine is an amazing person, right? And she did justice to the topic that she taught today. And these are the kind of people we bring into the class to help to shape the curriculum and also to talk to students and facilitate the classes generally. Okay, so because they have the industry experience, they are also fully practicing as a Scrum Master. It's easier for them to transfer the knowledge back to the students with real life case studies of what they are experiencing in the course of their jobs. And the training model is a blended life that it is virtual, it is recorded, that you can easily have access to both. Right? So what this means is that the class is a live class where you are going to be interacting with someone facially and physically and be asking questions live. And then the classes is also recorded to help you watch the recording if you did not follow during the classes, or if you missed classes, you can also go back to the recording and watch that exact session. And this is to make sure that you land your first job after the training. And it's also because of our tailored sessions to position you to land this job. And that's from everything we are doing with respect to our what we call our employability services. Okay, we have the employability services which we also provide. That is layered 3 levels. First is the CV review session, like I mentioned. We help you to teach you how do you build your CV to reflect everything that you are. You've gotten the experience, you've gotten the skill, you are now a new person. How do you put all these things in your CV? Because most people struggle today to land jobs because they do not know how to build their CV. Oh, just do this. We'll go to LinkedIn and do easy apply, easy apply, easy apply. Trust me, if you are doing easy apply to multiple roles, definitely it will be hard for you to get that exact job, right? So we teach you how can you make your CV to be ATS compliant. How do you match your CV to be able to the job that you are trying to apply to? Number 2 is LinkedIn optimization. We also help you to learn how you can optimize your LinkedIn. And the amazing thing about LinkedIn is that you can be on LinkedIn today and the recruiter will reach out to you and say, hi, Chukwemeka, are you interested in this? It has happened and it is still happening. So we teach you how you can position yourself to get all these offers. And of course, the Upwork optimization, where we'll get to teach you how to play in the contractual space. Okay, you want to be in Nigeria and get a job in UK or US or in Asia, in any Asian country, it is possible. But you have to first of all learn how do you leverage Upwork to make these things happen. Number 4 is navigating the job market. For example, today we brought a recruiter into the class to talk to students about a particular topic, and he's an expert recruiter across UK. And these are things that we do to make sure that our students get value. And if at any point you get interview invites, you can book an interview prep session with our expert facilitators. And what it means is that they get to teach you how do you use the SIT and STAR framework to answer your question. For example, the STAR framework, which is basically situation, task, achievements, and results. How do you use it to answer situation-based question? If you are asked, okay, hi, Chukwemeka, tell me about a time in your last role where you're able to leverage Jira to build a product. So first of all, I'm going to look at the STAR framework and try to start using that exact framework to answer it. Using the situation, I will start off with, hi, in my last job, during a project that we're trying to roll out for analytics called Shopalytics, this is the situation already. What was my task? I was able to use Jira to be able to write out the user stories for that exact Shopalytics platform. And with it, I was able to bring out the user stories, push them to product backlog. And from there, we started pushing it to sprint. So when you speak like this, definitely recruiters are going to know that you know what you are saying. This is the task that you carried out. What are the achievements? You can now move on. Okay, because of all these things that I did, we were able to, all right? You now list out things that you're able to achieve because of that product. And the result was that it increased the revenue that analytics were getting because they now have a new channel for revenue mobilization, right? So when you speak like this to any recruiter, definitely they will know, okay, this person actually knows what he or she is saying. And of course, if at any point you get to need a recommendation or reference letter, we are also here for you. So what this means is that because you can comfortably speak that you were consulting for analytics, because by virtue of you being our students, you are also a consultant. Because all the case studies that you are working with are actually real life case studies from clients. So what we do is we codify these case studies, and so that it will comply with NDPR and GDPR if you are in UK, to make sure that we are not violating privacy issues, and give it to our students to also work with. So you can comfortably speak that while you were consulting with analytics, you worked on so and so projects. And because of that, you can always come back to us to ask for a recommendation letter if you are looking for other jobs. And we're always here to make it possible for you. We also have the weekly mentorship session. This is the level 2, where we'll bring in mentors into the class to also talk to you on the current trends of Scrum Master. Okay, what is the new tool that we need to learn? What is the new topic that you need to know? What did I suffer during my own time that I'm going to talk to you to make sure that you do not pass through that exact thing? Some of us, we struggle to enter into the tech ecosystem because we never had mentors, right? So we make this possible, and you also have a direct contact with this mentor, or to converse with them, to ask them questions, or to ask them for support at any point in time. They will always be there for you. And number 8 of the level 2 is on the job support, that if you get a job, we are also available for you 1 month into that exact job until you find your fitting. And all this is to get you to the level 3, which is 1 month after you are done training with us, you will definitely get 1 job interview invite. And this is because you followed our 6-level approach. So it's an assurance, a guarantee that if you've done all these things that I've asked you to do, 1 month after you are done training with us, you will definitely get a job interview invite. And the new initiative that we are also doing is to have the body mentorship hub, where we bring in past students back to class to serve as body mentors to you. So these are people that have passed through our classroom and talk to you. This is a challenge I had my own time. This is how you can navigate it, right? And why are we doing this? Is to also give them the platform to build their own corporate profile, right? Because as a Scrum Master that is growing, or as any person in the tech ecosystem, I always want to speak, okay, I've been able to mentor 3 to 4 guys in the industry. For example, myself, I started with data analysis, transitioned to GRC, cybersecurity. Today, I'm not even hands-on, right? And what I just do basically is to, policies upon policy, leadership upon leadership. But all these things are things that you need to build your own corporate profile. So we also give that opportunity to our past students to come back to classroom and have mentees that they will also use to leverage and build up their own corporate profile. And the other initiatives also will have enhanced internship experience, right? For example, your own internship experience, you are going to have business analysis working with you. They're going to have software developers working with you. They're also going to have stakeholders working with you to make sure that you build that web application platform. And number 3 is also a partnership with recruitment agencies in UK, Canada, US, and other countries like Harvey Nash, Michael Page, to make sure that we have students in our pool that at any point they come to us and say, hi, analytics, we need so and so Scrum Master. We will be available to provide it for them. And also we have sessions to talk to students on how can you work as a freelancer or fully remote as a Scrum Master to earn in dollars. How do you want to be like Josephine? Okay, these are things that we also make sure to put you through. And for you can also watch this recording. I've attached the link here. So please ensure you fill the attendance form that my colleague is dropping in the chat box. Sorry, 1 second. Please ensure you fill the attendance form that my colleague is dropping in the chat box so that you get the recording of this session and also the slide that we are using, so they can have access to some of this link that is inserted in the chat box, in the slide I mean. And this session is also to help you learn how you can leverage LinkedIn, Glassdoor, Blades-In, Upwork, Indeed, Wellfound, and others for you to get all these remote jobs, right? Because sometimes remote jobs is not always visible. So we'll talk to you also on how you can find the hidden job adverts. And the fantastic thing is that our next class is starting next weekend, 6th July 2024. It is starting next weekend. And we have an amazing discount for you. Remember, like I mentioned, by virtue of you being on this call, we have a 20% discount for you. So the normal pricing for our Scrum Master program is $450, right? It is $450 and £375, or 440 euros, or 675 Canadian dollars, or 540,000 naira. But the discount means that you get to pay $360, or £300, or 350 euros, or 540 Canadian dollars, or 450,000 naira, and you just get to enter the class straight like that. So this is not for everyone, okay? It is not for everyone. It is just for the first 20 people to get into these classes, right? And the slot is already half filled. So what I always advise people is to take advantage of this whenever they get to see it. So I'm going to walk you through how you can make payments. How can you make payments? So using the link that my colleague dropped in the chat box, what you simply need to do is click on that exact link. right? So I'm going to bring up my screen to show us the link. So it's going to bring you to Tenalytics. It's going to bring you to Tenalytics Enrollment Center, all right? It's going to bring you to Tenalytics Enrollment Center. And once you are there, what do you need to do? Simply scroll down. I simply scroll down and look for the Scrum Master program. Right? When you scroll down, just keep going down. And this is all the courses that we offer, the likes of it. But today, we're talking about Scrum Master. You're going to see this in the error, the Scrum Master program. So I'm still scrolling down to look for it. And this is it. It is the first option that you are going to see here, Scrum Master. So what do I do? I'll simply click on it. Simply click on it. And once you click on it, it is going to take you to the main stack link where you check out your purchase. All right. So at this point, if you are in Nigeria, you are going to see the pricing in NGN. Right. So because I'm currently in Nigeria, I'm seeing the pricing in NGN here. All right. If you're in UK, you're going to see the price in pounds. If you're in US, you're going to see it in dollar. If you're in Germany, you're going to see it in euro. If you're in Canada, you're going to see it in CAD, and so on and so forth. So what I need to do at this point is, if I want to make the full amount, I will just click on reserve a seat, or I can edit it and type in, maybe I want to make 400,000. I can edit it and click on reserve a seat. And once you click on that reserve a seat, go to the full name. I'll put my full name, Chukwemeka Ipa, my email address, Chukwemeka. Change the phone number to the country that your phone number is from, which is Nigeria. Let me just put any number here, and then simply click on proceed. So once you do this, it's going to now bring up the option for you to make payments. So at this point, what you just simply need to do is to just put in your card details at this space provided for you and click to pay. But if you don't want to make use of this option, you can click on the transfer option here. And once you click on the transfer option, it will bring out a bank account number and the name of the bank for you to make payments to. So what I need to do at this point is to copy this account number, go to my bank app, make the transfer, and then that is it. So once you are done with this exact step, the next thing that you need to do is to simply go back to that analytics enrollment center, go back to that same center of where you made your pay, where you click to make payments, and then upload your receipt, right? Go back to that exact place and click to upload your receipt. Once you click on this upload your receipt option, you can now fill in the details that is needed there, and that is just it. Someone from our team is going to reach out to you and say, welcome on board. This is your welcome kit. All right. So this is simply how you get to make payments, join the classes, and enjoy this amazing class that we are offering. I don't know if at this point anyone has any question or needs any clarification. You can use the raise hand icon and we are going to take that question. Right. So you can ask your question and we are going to take it right now. Okay, guys, you can type the question in the chat box, or you can use the raise hand icon and I'll ask you to unmute to speak directly to us. Any question from anyone, or we understood everything that we said today? I'm scrolling through the chat box to see if there's any question from anyone, and I can't find any yet. Any question from anyone? Fantastic. So another thing I need to mention is the classes is starting next week. All right, it is starting next week, and the registration is possibly going to end by 28th of this month, and that is tomorrow. All right, it is tomorrow, because we need to be able to prepare people to get into class. Registration is going to end tomorrow. So I advise anyone that needs to be in class to join this program and be able to secure their slots. Okay, someone is asking, how long does this take? Oh, fantastic. So the Scrum Master program is for 1 month. So you're going to learn immersively in the classroom for 1 month, every Saturday by 2 p.m. to 11, by 11 a.m. to 2 p.m., and then every Sunday by 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. All right. It is for 1 month where you learn immersively in the classroom, learning every 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. West African time. And on Sunday, you learn from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. West African time. Okay. Then afterwards, you now have a 1 month internship program. So the internship program where we talked about you building a web application dashboard virtually, it's also for 1 month, which means comprehensively it is for 2.5 roughly. So it's for 2.5 months where you learn immersively in the classroom for 1 month, and then you work on your internship project for the other 1.5 months. I don't know if that's perfect for you. Is the payment inclusive of the Scrum exam? Oh, no, no, no. Akibanjo, no, it is not. I don't know if you've seen the Scrum exam fee. They're asking if this small payment is inclusive of the Scrum master fee. So it is not inclusive of it, Akibanjo. All right. How long before the program start dates are we supposed to get the start kit? All right, you get a start kit 1 week before the classes start. Okay, so if the classes is going to start by 6th of this month, of next month, people that have registered will start getting their welcome kits by next week that we are entering. So roughly from Sunday 1st, 2nd, 3rd, they will start getting their welcome kits to start the classes. Adele, I don't know if that makes sense to you. Okay, so like I'm still checking to know if there are other questions from anyone. But if you want to speak to us directly, you can raise your hand, use the raise hand icon, and I will ask you to unmute. Okay, so Abimbola, I think I've seen your question. Adiola, I've seen your own question. Blessing, I've not seen your question. Boluwatife, I've not seen yours. Christina, Flora, Harry, Kazim, Nomi, Oluwamayo. Okay, I think I've seen yours. Omoniyi, VIP, please ask me any question. So the thing there is that we are currently offering this discount right now. And some people will say, okay, let me wait till next month. For next month, there is no assurance that the discount will still be there. So what I always advise people to do is to secure their slot at this exact point. Secure your spot right now. And at the point of uploading your receipt, you can choose the option of you want to start next month. All right. So what this means is that you've secured your spots, but you want to defer the starting of your class. Instead of starting in July 6th, you want to start in 3rd of August, which should be the first Saturday. And it is fully allowed. So you've made payments, but you are starting 3rd of August. So this is just like futures purchase. If you trade crypto, if you trade derivatives, if you understand it clearly, you are buying something at a futurist at the current price, but for a future time. So you get to buy at this exact cost, but then defer it for 1 month. Okay, I think I can see a couple of questions. How can we get certified as Scrum Master, and should it be done after the training? Fantastic question, Adiola. I don't know, Josephine, are you still there to answer this exact question that Adiola just asked? Hi, Josephine, are you still there? Okay, I think Josephine may be having network challenge, but I'm going to answer Adiola. So what we do, how you can get certified? Okay, I think Josephine is.
I'm here. I'm here. Yeah. Sorry, apologies. I missed that.
All right.
So please could you recap the question?
All right, so Adiola is asking, how can we get certified as a Scrum Master, and should it be done after the training? So I want you to tell them with your own mouth.
Oh, okay.
Scrum Master.
Awesome. Okay, that's it. All right. So I am dropping the website here on the page on the message book, www.scrum.org. So, okay. So in being a Scrum Master, there are two internationally certified paths or certification. We have the PSM or the CSM. Okay, the PSM is Professional Scrum Master. The CSM is Certified Scrum Master. There are two different certifications, even though they are the internationally recognized ones. And there's a reason why you need to take one or the other. I always advise people in Nigeria to go for the CSM because it's not renewable. You don't have to renew it. So once you have it, okay? But if you have the CSM, you have to renew it, I think, every 3 years or so. and all. But one of the things I would always advise, remember I said it during my training, and this is not to cajole anybody, but I mean, you can do your findings. You need hands-on experience. You need to know what it takes to be in a Scrum Master. And what we are going to teach you would help you ace the examination. It's not enough to write or pay for the certification, okay? Which is a lot of money, by the way. But you need to be able to pass it once. So let's say, for instance, the examination is, let's say, 500,000, for instance. The first thing is, when I started, I didn't have 500,000. Let's be clear with that. I don't even get 500,000 to start with. I was I was eager, I was desperate. So what I needed then was to just understand what it takes to be in a Scrum Master. And along the way, when I got a job, I got the certification because I don't even have the money as a day. Okay. So what I advise people is get the knowledge, because the truth of the matter is I would have failed it. So imagine paying 500,000, for instance, okay, don't quote me, 500,000, and sitting for an exam and you didn't pass it. You want to cry, because the questions they're going to be asking you are things that you will learn during the training. So the training affords you two parts. After the training, you should be able to get a job and decide if you want to write the certification before you get the job. So the choice is yours, but get the knowledge first. Over to you, Chukwemeka.
All right. Thank you so much, Josephine. Fantastic response. I hope you got that, Adiola. All right. So the thing is, get the knowledge first and then pursue certifications later. So if you are going for certification right now, it's like you putting the cart before the horse. All right. They are both important. Don't get me wrong. They are important. But if you put the cart before the horse can't move backwards like that. The horse can't drag you. Okay. So the horse will just be dragging you backwards. But when the horse is in front and the cart is at the back and you are still in that cart, that's where you can get to control the horse and be able to move forward. So we always advise people, get the skill, get the knowledge, get the experience, and then pursue certifications like that. And you're definitely going to get higher in your own job career. All right. I think guys, another question that should be for me. Will there be any boot camp for industry link up after the training? There will not be a physical boot camp, if that's what you're asking, Kazim, but we always have mentorship classes where all the participants come together: Scrum Masters, data analysts, business analysts, cybersecurity guys, financial guys, HR guys. They are all in the same call, having sessions and talking to each other. So this is also a meet and greet for you to get to interact with close to 500, 400 people from different countries, and of course, blow up your own wider connections. Okay, I don't know if that makes sense to you, Kazim. How much? All right, VIP. So the price is currently discounted to $360, 300 pounds, 350 euros, 540 Canadian dollars, and 450,000 naira. So it's currently discounted. Okay, and this is just for the first 20 people to get into the classroom. And it is not assured that these discounts will be available for next month. So I always advise people to take advantage of the pricing right now, register, and then you can now decide to defer it for 1 month, which means you've registered to start by 6th of July, but instead of starting on the 6th, you are now going to start on 3rd of August, but you've secured it at this exact pricing. I don't know if that makes sense to you now, VIP. Okay, yes, it is. Thank you. Is there any other question from any other person before we start rounding up? Is there any other question? All right, these things always seem impossible until it is done, right? It always seems impossible until it is done, and it can be done because we have people that have done it in the past. We have students that have been able to transition from the classroom into getting their own first job. We have people like Oluwatosin that transition to become a fraud analyst. We have people like Ikmat that transition to be a data analyst. I love playing the video of Ikmat, so I'm going to play it for us to hear what Ikmat had to say with regards to her own program here at Analytics. So I'm going to play her own video so that we'll hear what she had to say for the next 2 minutes before we round off for today. All right, my screen is coming up so that we'll hear what Ikmat had to say.
Companies of all sizes use BigQuery to uncover.
Hi everyone, my name is Ikmat, and I was with the March cohort in 10 analytics, and joining 10 analytics has been the best decision so far. For me, someone coming from a background of full housewife, because I had to stay back home to look after my child for 4 years, and then wanting to break into something new, wanting to go back into the workforce, wanting to place myself in the society for better job opportunities. So it was a lot. And then I'm glad that Analytics came along, and then they presented me with so many opportunities right in front of me, better opportunities. And then I'm glad I took it. And then also the advice of do not sell yourself short, that Effie is always saying, it is very, very valid, because place yourself right, don't sell yourself short. It's a very, very, very valid advice. In Analytics, they will hold your hands like a child, through the modules. You have the opportunity to go back and study. You have the opportunity to go back and practice. You have the opportunity to ask questions. You have people you can always go back to, even outside of class hours. It's the most amazing experience so far, really. And then another thing is the interview prep, guys. That is another very important thing. I did my interview prep with Mr. Mohammed, and it's the best decision ever, because it was like he saw into the future. He knew what was going to be asked. And I'm glad that I wrote down all the things he mentioned. I went back to practice, and then when it was time for the interview, it was like everything he mentioned, it was just, they kept on. And then when I was answering those questions, I was so confident, because I already practiced. I did an Excel test, I did a maths test, and then they were really impressed. And another thing is, guys, it may not come as fast as you expect. Definitely, you are going to get some no's, and then you may begin to think you're not good enough. You are good enough, yes. The no's will come, but always take it as a basis for learning and development, because after every interview where I got a no, I always make sure I get a personal feedback. So I work on those feedbacks for my next interviews. And yes, it worked. It really worked for me, because I got my first job 3 months into the program, my first job. But I couldn't take up the job because I was a student, and I was only eligible to work 20 hours. So I couldn't take up the job. 3 months later, I got 2 jobs with full visa sponsorship. And guys, all the other no's before the 2 jobs prepared me for the yeses I got. So yes, the no's will come, but do not give up, because you always have analytics to go back to. They are the best, and the best thing that's ever happened to me. And then yes, and they are the most affordable one I've come across so far, and that's a very good advantage. So yes, analytics for the win.
Amazing. I mean, we've heard what Ikmat had to say with respect to her own transition. So she did a course that is 3 months, and she did a course that is 4 months, and 3 months into the program, she got a job, right? But she was not able to take it because she was still a student and had limited working hours. But immediately she finished, 1 month after she finished her program, she got 2 other job offers, 2 job offers that also offered her visa sponsorship. So these are things that we always tell people that it is possible, because we've had people that have done it, okay? And if they have done it, it is possible. You can also do it. Ikmat, I love the way she always described herself, that she is a full housewife. She transitioned from being a full housewife to getting 2 visa job sponsored in UK. And you too, your story can be here as well. So you can go through the slide that we have. Make sure that you fill the attendance form so that you have access to this slide. You see other people that have been able to secure a job after they finish their program. We have someone like Benga. Benga has been unemployed for 2 years, and Analytics prepared him to land his first job in the tech ecosystem. And currently, Benga works as a business data analyst in Poland. Same thing as Nathaniel. Nathaniel currently works as also a data scientist person in Spain. So we have amazing success stories from a lot of people in this exact industry, right? So you can go through the slide and be able to see what others has been able to achieve. So it is 100% possible. Don't feel like, okay, because I'm not technically inclined, because I do not have this certification, because I don't know mathematics, I may not thrive, you will definitely thrive, especially in the field of Scrum, because it is a no-code area. Remember everything that Josephine walked us through today. First thing for your job transitioning journey is to get education, all right? Get the education and then get the skills, get experience, and you can fully transition into this exact industry. All right. You do not have anything to worry about. The courses are all full case study based. They are all full case study based. And what this means is that you are going to be working on live case studies that you're going to be, be hands-on on and build case studies using Jira. I don't know if at this point anyone has a question for us. So if you have any question, please can also drop it in the chat box, or you can raise your hand so that we can start rounding up. Okay? If there's any question, use the raise hand icon or raise your hand and I will take your question. Any question from anyone? Any question from anyone? Okay, I think there's a message in the chat box. Okay, that's not a question. So that means that we all understood everything that I had to say. Okay, Flora, I'm going to ask you to unmute so that I speak to us. Hi, Flora. I've asked you to unmute. Go ahead, please. Hi, Flora, are you there?
Hello. Yes, I'm here. Please, I saw on your site that is it tomorrow that will be the deadline for payment, because I want to make my own payment on Monday. So I don't know if that's too late for me.
Okay, so basically, tomorrow is the deadline, because from Monday we're supposed to be sending out the welcome kits to people. But what I would do for you is please send a message to IMWA. All right, so on our screen you can see that we have the telephone numbers here: Sheyi, Lydia, IMWA, and also we have the WhatsApp number. So please ensure to send a text message to IMWA. She just dropped her phone number right there. I don't know if you've seen it, Flora.
Yes, I've seen it.
All right, so what she's going to do when you send her a message is that she's going to take note of your own name and your details that you want to join by Monday. And that what that means is that we'll start preparing your own materials also while we're preparing others. So the opportunity is ending tomorrow, which is 28th. But if you indicate interest before it ends, we're definitely going to accommodate you, even if you make your payments by Monday or Tuesday. All right, I don't know if that makes sense to you.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay,
right.
Thank you.
Fantastic, Flora. All right, so if you're on the call and you're also in the same shoe that Flora is in, please make sure that you send a text message to any of these numbers that we have on this screen. Make sure that you send a text message to any of these numbers that we have on this screen. I think there is a question from Harry. When you said the classes are recorded, how do you mean, please? Is it a portal to watch the classes, or we will be sent recordings? Fantastic, Harry. So I'm going to quickly run us through the Google Classroom. So I'm going to show my screen so we'll get to see the Google Classroom. So the way it functions is that the classes, everything that you are going to be doing will be uploaded to this exact classroom, all right? And let me bring it up. It's coming up right now. Harry, just a second, please, so that I get to see it real. Okay, so this is the Google Classroom, right? So this is the Google Classroom. And what it means is that you are going to be seeing, let me look for Scrum Master for June. Okay, this is, so for you only be seeing only one exact classroom. So I'm seeing multiple classrooms because of the other classroom that we have also going on. So this is the Scrum Master for June, right? So once you log into your own classroom, you see the classwork here. So once you are entering the class, first of all, you get your welcome kit, and it will also be uploaded here for you. Your WhatsApp group link will be here for you to see everything going on. And you have your onboarding session where you get to discuss everything that happened. And of course, the class material will be uploaded before the classes. So which is the first class, Introduction to Scrum, right? This is it. And then afterwards, the class recording will also be uploaded here for you to watch it. Okay, so remember, it's a live class where you get to interact with your facilitator live, right? But after the class, the recorded version of that class will be uploaded here for you to get to watch. So what it means is that you get to see how everything happened in the class. Possibly Josephine is the one teaching you. At a point, Harry is asking questions. You also get to see everything that happened. Maybe someone asked question, Josephine responded, another person asked, she responded, and the class continued. So everything that happened will be recorded and uploaded to the Google Classroom here for you to click on it and be able to see exactly what transpired in that class. Okay, so this is just like possible the last class of what happened. So this is how it's going to come up for you, and I'm going to see live and direct everything that happened in that exact class. So I'm not going to
good evening,
post everything,
welcome you all to our guest class.
but this is just it. I don't know if this makes sense to you right now, Harry. Do you welcome payments in installments, and can we pay in any currency? Yes, Harry, you can make payments in any currency. For installments, you would have to send an email to finance@analytics.io. Emma, please help me and drop this exact email for Harry to take notes of. All right, so you have to send an email to finance@analytics.io so that we can now decide if this can happen for us. So if you have the same issue that Harry is having and you want to make payments instrumentally, please send an email. Make sure you send it right now that we're on Discord, please, so that we can immediately look at it after. Send an email how you want this to be. All right, send it to finance@analytics.io, and we are going to look at the email and see, okay, what Harry desires is to make payment twice, wants to make the first one before joining the class, and then the last one 1 month into the class. Fantastic. We'll look at it and know whether it is viable. But please make sure that you send that email right now, this night, so that we instantly give you feedback also before tomorrow comes. Okay, so fantastic. I don't know if at this point there is any other question from anyone. I think I've done justice to every question in the chat box. I've answered the question of people that raised their hand. Please make sure that you are part of the first 20 people to get into these classrooms. Because what you've noticed is that next month might come, or even before Saturday, someone will come and say, okay, I want to register. And at that point, the slot is filled, and you now have to revert to making full payments. The person will now say, okay, but I was in the class and it was said I have 20% discount. It is for the first 20 people. Please ensure that you utilize it right now. Even if you want to start your own class next month, please secure your spot, and then at the point of uploading your receipt, just decide that you want to defer for 1 month. Okay, so guys, we'll be calling it a night for now. If you've not filled the attendance form, please ensure that you fill it now, because you'll be getting the recording of this session and also the slides that we use, so they can on your own go through all these success stories that I've had. Someone like Ebube got a full-time job with NHS. NHS is our highest employer of labor in UK, and you too can also be like them. All right, we have Abdurrashid. Abdurrashid is currently in Nigeria, but he is working for a company in US. Okay, so are you ready to gain premium Scrum Master skills? The best time to get into this exact domain is right now, because tomorrow it might be too late. Thank you everyone for being with us till this very moment. It is 10:12 p.m. West African time, and we will be calling it a night from here. So thank you guys. I can't wait to see you in class come July 6th. Please make sure that you are in that exact class. Thank you so much, guys, and bye for now. Cheers.